friends and enemies. Welcome to my story time of the ballsiest way I have ever heard someone ask for a raise. So, cut to the fateful day at work where we had a department wide meeting about time theft and how all the guys were clocking in early, like 2 to 4 hours early, leaving, like they'd clock in, get back in their car, and drive off. Or that they'd clock in like an hour or so early and just go in the parking lot and sit there. So, we had a whole meeting. Basically, it went like no more time theft. If time theft, you're fired. So, the reason it was the whole department was A, because pretty much the whole department was doing it, but it was also supposed to be anonymous for, the people, me, who weren't doing that. Or, you know, when I do clock in early, because I clock in whenever I want, I actually work. Um, it didn't matter. Everyone started, including myself, started calling out themselves individually. Because everyone basically rose their hand uh, like, what if I do this? And it's like, oh god, you're defeating the point of the meeting. Um, but the whole group, minus myself, because I'm in the clear, uh, that they started saying like, well, day shift, like they work longer out because this was when we were doing a 10-hour shift. Uh, that's like, well, day shift, like they make more money than us. It's like they don't. We get paid more because we're nights. And it's like, well, they make more money than us, and we deserve to clock in early and not work because day shift makes more. And day shift is working longer hours. It's like, no, it's a 10-hour shift for both shifts. Like, there's no more or less. Um, and let's see, what else were they saying? It's like, oh, and that also, like, that they deserve to clock in like really, really early because they were just slaving away so hard at night. Um, and so that was when also like the HR lady that she was like, if you keep clocking in early, like let me reiterate, if you keep stealing time, you're fired. And that was when one of my old coworkers now, that he asked, like, well, when do we get a raise? It's like, wow, that is bold. Like, and, like, because I moved to Mississippi. So I still think, like, I've been here a little while, but I'm still pretty fresh. And never, like, usually I like to think like, okay, New Mexican, etc., etc. Like you have your own weird thing about your state. Never have I ever thought when people are telling you stop stealing time to ask for a raise. I thought it was brilliant. In hindsight, at the time I felt like I was dying. So what I did was, and I don't do this, but I raised my hand and I told everyone else that I was like, can I ask my question? And all of you can go back to asking the same shit. Because they were cycling between their two questions of when can we get our raise? And is it okay if we keep clocking in early? It's like, no and no. Like, I want to ask my question. Like, is it okay when I'm clocking in and I'm actually working? And then, uh, she said yes. And then I asked, like, can I leave? Like, I have work to do. I have other things to be doing. Can I leave? This meeting does not apply to me. Can I leave? The answer was also yes, which thank God, because I really felt like I was dying. In the end, like, after the fact, it's hilarious. At the time, oh boy, like, I could not do it. Um, so yeah, that, I feel like this is a short story that people should hear, because if you just don't give a fuck about having a job and you're getting in trouble, you should really just ask, like, when do I get my raise? Because I think that's just hilarious. Like, the people, like, that really does, it is one of those things that makes me think in Mississippi, like, the people are so stinking brilliant. It just, it cracks me up. It cracks me up every time now. That's the whole story. Take care.